Welcome back to the deep dive. You gave us the sources, and well, here we are, ready to deliver that knowledge shortcut you need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Today, we're going to move quite a bit beyond just basic vocab. We're diving deep into what we're calling the emotional quartet. These are four, I think, really essential English expressions.
That's only essential.
They don't just describe feelings. It feels like they are the feelings sometimes, you know? Disappointment, excitement, confusion, even grief.
That's exactly it. That's the core mission today. Because, look, if you're aiming for real fluency, knowing the dictionary definition, that's just step one.
Right.
You really have to get the emotional weight behind these phrases. And the grammar, too, those little rules that make you sound authentic.
Yeah, authentic whether you're sharing good news or maybe handling something difficult.
Exactly.
So our goal here is to pull out not just the meaning, but how you actually use them when you use them. And yeah, the grammar insights, too. We want you to feel confident, like using these right away.
Let's do it. Okay, so let's kick things off with that first big emotion, one we all know, disappointment. And the phrase for that is let down. Let down. It's such a powerful one. It really means failing to meet someone's expectations.
Yeah.
But specifically when those expectations involved, like trust or a promise or just hope.
So it's not just any failure.
No, it's got this moral or relational aspect to it. It hits harder than just saying disappoint.
That's a great point. Like if I say, oh, the weather disappointed me, it's kind of mild, right?
Yeah, impersonal almost.
But if I say, my best friend let me down, whew, that feels totally different. It feels like trust was broken. Maybe there's frustration, sadness.
Precisely. It shifts the accountability.
Yeah.
And notice the grammar, it's usually separable. We often stick the person right in the middle.
Like I really let her down.
Yeah, it makes it very personal, very direct about who was affected by the failure.
I remember this one time back in college. I'd promised, absolutely promised, to help a friend move.
Oh, dear.
And I completely forgot, overslept or something. It wasn't just that I missed it. I had to make that awkward call, you know. I'm so sorry I didn't show up. I really let you down.
Yeah, that feeling.
Yeah.
And saying it like that, it acknowledges the impact your mistake had on them.
Exactly. It owns the responsibility.
And that personal accountability is why it's so powerful. You hear it a lot the other way around, too, like people trying not to let others down.
Oh, yeah.
Think about athletes, right? I don't want to let my team down. Or kids saying, I don't want to let my parents down. They're carrying that weight.
Yeah, it's definitely a high-stakes phrase then.
It really is.
And structurally, you mentioned putting the person in the middle, like, you let me down.
Yeah.
It's worth noting a past tense is easy, right? It just stays let down.
Yep. He let me down last week. Simple.
And we can't forget the classic memory aid, the Beatles.
Of course. Don't let me down. That really captures the urgent plea behind it.
Totally. Okay, so that's the heavy feeling of disappointment. Let's pivot completely. Let's go to the other end. Pure happy anticipation.
Yeah.
Yes, a much nicer feeling. And the phrase here is incredibly common. Look forward to. Right, look forward to. This one just signals, like, genuine excitement or happiness about something coming up.
It's very warm, very positive, full of hopeful expectation.
And it works everywhere, doesn't it? I mean, you can text a friend, hey, really looking forward to the weekend.
Totally. Or looking forward to seeing you. Very friendly.
But then you can also see it in, like, super formal business email.
Absolutely. I look forward to your reply. Or we look forward to discussing this further. It bridges that gap between informal and formal really well.
That versatility is huge. Okay, but here's the crucial bit. The big linguistic trap.
Uh-oh.
This is one you really have to get right if you want to sound natural. It's all about what comes after that, too.
Yes. This is so important. People see to and they think, oh, infinitive verb, right? Like to go, to see.
But not here.
No. With look forward to, that to is actually a preposition, like listen to or go to.
Okay, so prepositions need what? Nouns.
Nouns, or that ing form of the verb, the gerund. That's the key.
So if you want to talk about an action you're looking forward to, you absolutely must use the ing form.
You must. You have to say, I'm looking forward to meeting you, or we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Not meet you or hear from you.
No. If you say, I look forward to meet you, it clangs. It sounds instantly awkward to a native speaker.
Wow. Okay, so that's a non-negotiable rule then.
Pretty much. Understanding that to is a preposition here, that's the secret. It's not just memorizing, it's knowing why.
Right, getting that gerund correct. That feels like a big step up in fluency.
It really is. It's one of those small details that makes a huge difference in how natural you sound.
Okay. So we've covered disappointment with let down and excitement with look forward to. What happens when, things just go wrong? Not emotionally heavy, just confusing.
Ah, yes, the everyday errors. For that, we've got a great phrasal verb, mix up. Mix up. Yeah, that sounds right. It means like confusing things or people, getting them wrong or out of order.
Exactly. It's perfect for those sort of cognitive slips, dates, times, items, even people. It's quick, fairly informal, and everyone knows the feeling.
Oh, definitely. That mini heart attack when you realize, oh no, I mixed up the dates for the meeting.
In there. Showed up a day early once, or worse, a day late.
Or, the classic dinner party mistake, mixing up the salt and the sugar.
Huh. Hopefully not often, but yeah, a perfect example of mixing up objects.
And people too, right? Ugh, I always mix up their names. They look so alike.
Constantly. So the verb mix up focuses on the action of confusing things.
Okay, but there's also a noun form, isn't there? A mix-up.
Yes, exactly, a mix-up. And that refers more to the result of the confusion, the mistake itself. So how does that change the feel?
Well, using a mix-up can sometimes sound a bit more formal, maybe a bit more objective. It can distance the speaker from the actual act of confusing things.
Ah, okay. Like if you're calling customer service about a flight booking error, you might say?
You might say, excuse me, I think there's been a mix-up with my reservation.
Right, you're pointing to the error, the mix-up, as a situation rather than saying someone mixed up my booking.
Exactly. Or an airline might announce, due to a mix-up in the baggage handling system. It sounds more systemic, less like pointing a finger directly.
Whereas if I say, oops, I mixed up the times, the blame is clearly on me.
Precisely. That little shift from verb to noun can subtly change the accountability. It's quite useful for navigating potentially awkward conversations.
That's a really neat insight. Okay, so we've done failure, excitement, confusion. Now we shift gears again to something much more sensitive.
Yeah, this one requires care. We're talking about pass away.
Pass away, which simply means to die.
It does. But crucially, it's the standard compassionate way to say it. It's what we call a euphemism.
Right, a euphemism, a softer word for a difficult topic. Why do we use this one so much for death?
Well, in English-speaking cultures, there's often a desire to be gentle when talking about death, especially with people who are grieving. Died can sound very blunt, very stark.
Yeah, a bit clinical or harsh sometimes.
It can. Pass away acts like a buffer. It signals empathy, respect, emotional awareness, really.
It works in pretty much any situation, formal or informal, yes. You'll see it in official obituaries. Mr. Smith passed away on Monday, but you'd also use it gently with a friend. I was so sorry to hear your grandmother passed away. It feels like we often add words around it, too, to make it even softer.
We do. That's very common. Phrases like, he passed away peacefully.
Or she passed away in her sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These aren't just empty words. They're meant to offer a small degree of comfort about the way someone died. It adds to the gentleness.
So choosing pass away over, say, just died, or God forbid, a casual slang term like kick the bucket.
Oh, definitely not kick the bucket, unless you intend to be disrespectful or humorous in a very specific dark context.
Right, so died might be okay in a purely factual, maybe medical or legal context, but pass away is the go-to for showing kindness.
It's the standard choice for showing social grace and emotional intelligence in a sensitive situation. True fluency isn't just knowing words, it's knowing how to use them kindly.
Okay, wow. So that brings us nicely to the wrap-up, I think. We've unpacked these 4 key phrases covering a real spectrum of emotions.
We have disappointment and failed trust with letdown.
Pure positive anticipation with look forward to.
Simple confusion or error with mix-up.
And that gentle way of expressing grief or sad news with pass away.
The real test now, though, is seeing how they work together. Can they weave into a natural-sounding story?
All right, let's try. I'll try to put them into a short narrative. See if this sounds smooth, focusing on how those emotional shifts feel with these phrases.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. I was really looking forward to visiting my grandmother over the holidays, but the travel plans got completely mixed up, flights canceled, everything. I just couldn't get there. I felt terrible, really worried I'd let her down, but she was amazing, so kind about it on the phone. Still, it was devastating when, just a few months later, she suddenly passed away. Yeah. Now I just look forward to keeping her memory alive.
Wow. Yeah, that works perfectly. You hear how they just slot in, they don't sound forced.
Right.
They carry the emotional weight of each part of the story. That's exactly it. They stop being just vocabulary items and become tools for telling a real human story with empathy. That's when you start sounding truly fluent.
So the challenge for you listening right now is to actually use this. Don't just nod along.
Yeah, try it out.
Maybe take 5 minutes later today. Try writing your own little story, or even just a few sentences using, say, 3 out of these 4 phrases. See how it feels.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Something to chew on. Understanding nuances like why we say pass away or getting that ing right after look forward to. It shows that language isn't just grammar, is it?
Yo, definitely not.
It's more like a social contract. It's about connection. The specific words and phrases you choose, they shape your relationships, how people see you, your emotional intelligence.
That ability to handle both the happy moments and the really sensitive ones with grace. Yeah, that's essential. So keep those sources handy. Keep practicing your English every single day. And
Don't let your practice slide.
exactly. Don't let it slide. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.